You can minimize the impact of the feast or famine cycle of freelancing by being persistent with your marketing, diversifying your client base, and scheduling around the slow periods. So, first and foremost, you need to be persistent with your marketing, meaning at least once a week, pitch future clients before you need them. Uh, Invest time in marketing activities that bring exposure to your approach as a freelancer, your experiences, skills, the value you provide. So you have a constant flow of attention and ideally a flow of potential clients coming your way so that before you need them, they're reaching out to you, considering you. So being persistent with your marketing, even if it's just one day a week where you spend an hour pitching some ideal clients, that will serve you in the long term to reduce those times when you have a lower client load. Next, I've talked about this before, diversification of your client base, making sure that you're not reliant on any one client for too much of your revenue as a freelancer, making sure that you're diversifying the industries you're working with, you're making sure that you're offering a range of different services and you're working with multiple clients at once. So if one falls off, you're not hurting in the meantime as you try to bring on a new client to fill that gap. You have some protection by working with multiple clients at once. And then finally, to reduce the impact of the feast and famine cycle is to understand the timing of how your freelance services across the year come in and out of demand. For myself, I know that in marketing, a lot of the projects tend to dry up from December to mid January. So by knowing that, by knowing the seasonal kind of threads and when marketing teams hire outside support in terms of freelancers, I'm able to plan accordingly, make sure I have other kinds of projects lined up, make sure I'm focusing on other types of work then, or even build up my savings to account for those slower periods that I know seasonally always kind of happen. So I can kind of avoid and minimize the impact of those feast and famine cycles of freelance by scheduling around it, by being aware of when the interests have peaks and valleys in my services and similar freelancers. So to reduce the impact of the feast and famine cycle we've all heard of with freelancing, be persistent with your marketing, diversify your client list, your client base, and finally, schedule according to the peaks and valley in demand for your offerings.